Peace and blessings. I am Chi Vital, aka King Chi, and I am back with another juicy tip here for your toolkits and how to create your lives. What up, what up, what up, y'all? How you doing? What's up, Lottie? Welcome back. Welcome back, family. Thumbs up the video. Make sure you let everyone know that I'm live. No notification went out, so just make sure that you are in tune. You have your notification bells on so you don't miss updates like this. But today I'm going to begin with another galactic divine download in how to express something that continues to be present, but I'm not sure if it all the way gets to the core of your understanding when it comes to these mantras and the ancient techniques and applications of them. Okay. It was placed on me to share with you all some of the process of how you receive these very powerful mantras and bija sounds and the whole purpose of the journey. All right. And to speak specifically to those of you who are indeed supposed to be doing this kind of work at the highest level in areas where others should not go there. All right. So as you tune in, make sure you drop the hearts in the chat because I love the love. And for this, you can drop the tridents. You can also drop the turtle. You can drop the turtle. I'm going to be sharing with you one of the great mantras and why it's so powerful and why it's actually a very safe mantra and one that you should hold very sacred to your practice, especially in times where there seems to be a lot of chaos going on around you. I want you to have this in your pocket and have the understanding. Okay? So the other night, and if you're on Patreon, shouts out to you all. There was a meditation shared with you, the Rama Nama meditation. All right. For those of you who have some background with the Vedic science, you will know that Rama, Lord Rama, is the embodiment, right, of like perfection in Dharma. Dharma, in this regard, is speaking to the truth of your being and what you're here for. Now, in the world of mantras, there's going to be a bunch of this is the great mantra. No, this is the great mantra, and this is the great mantra. And every group will have a particular mantra that they'll agree is the greatest of all time, right? And I want to explain to you something very important. Mantras, when you receive them, traditionally, and the way I receive, they're supposed to be received, are supposed to be received due to their very specific power of being chanted. I mentioned to you all that the meanings of each mantra is not one that is universal. Like if you put on a white t-shirt, it's a white t-shirt. When you if my daughter puts on a white t-shirt, it's a white t-shirt. If my sister puts on the white t-shirt, it's the white t-shirt. It's the same white t-shirt. It might be a little bigger on that person, a little tighter on that person. No, the mantra in itself extracts or ignites a very specific power. Okay. And for each mantra that you receive, for each mantra that you receive, it's important to note that it's a treasure in itself. It's a treasure in itself that unless you are practicing, you will never ever get to know what that treasure is about. And for some of you who are outside of it, you may continue to think that this treasure exists within the sound, when indeed the treasure exists within you, where the sound can go inside and open up those doors that are locked to your awareness. Press 1 in the chat if you understand that build of how mantras actually work. What's up, T? Stop telling people my business. You dropping fake news. Get out of here. I love you back. So, with that understanding, the reason why an individual would go on a path of having a guru provide them with a particular mantra is because the guru is expected to have a certain level of knowledge where they can see through their mind's eye a very well developed third eye, and in your chart, what is there for you to experience here at the highest level in this lifetime. And in this lifetime, what has occurred in the past lifetimes to bring you to this point. Now, that doesn't say that you have to go that route. It's just that having that person in between that understands and has a repertoire of sounds and understanding how to mix things for you can speed up the process. But what is most important is that once you receive a mantra to practice, you are going to create an environment that attracts a particular deity that is assigned to your frequency. Okay? This is how you end up having someone who has a relationship with a deity and becomes a devotee of that particular deity. It's not just a matter of, oh, I really like how Lakshmi is always surrounded by wealth. I'm going to choose to do Lakshmi mantras and they're going to bring her to me and we're going to be good, hunky-dory, and working together. It's not. That's not the highest application of mantra. That's not even the highest application of creating a contract with a deity. There are master mantras like the one that I'm sharing with you today that will assist with you becoming clearer enough to attract the deity that is going to want to work with you. And then once they show up through your continual practice of that sound vibration, will keep that deity present in your environment wherever you are, so that they can bestow upon you those supernatural abilities as they are developing within you. So this relationship like goes back and forth. Okay? So you'll notice that really, really, really high-ranking priests, sheikhs, Sufis, even rabbis, but high ranking, not just by the book, not just by birth, they receive titles. It's not titleship. These individuals who are actually working in relation to a particular deity, that the English language offers us your devotee, but that's not fully encapsulating their relationship, if that makes sense. Okay? When we use the English language to describe the relationship between a human being or a superhuman being and a supernatural alien entity, using the word devotee caps it to this realm of belittlement or submission to that deity in particular. When the true relationship that's developed by chanting the mantra is more so a becoming. It's more so drawing the deity so close to you that you don't become this to them here. You all start to move shoulder to shoulder. So when you go into rooms and okay, in this particular space, I want to amplify the gifts of the deity I work with, you will start to do your mantra in your mind to alert that deity that you're standing here and they should be standing here as well, so that you can have ultimate control over your environment to best suit the presence of your highest self, so you can perform at your highest but be received in that way as well. It's similar to having a mantra that you're given. If you're going into the room for an interview, you may be told, all right, I want you to repeat this incantation however many times before you go into the room, or you're going to repeat these mantras in your mind as you're sitting there for whatever interview or interaction you're going to have in any environment. I don't know if you're being interrogated or you're being interviewed, right? But when you're given those instructions, it's not because you're giving your power over to a deity. You are the vessel. If it were not for your presence, there would be no interaction on the level of um, the scene environment. You still have a say so. Now, are there entities that can operate with or without your permission? Yes, absolutely. Yes. And can they disrupt things because that's their nature? Yes. So then, if that's the case, that makes it more important for you to be intentional about repeating these words of power that are working for you, okay? Because if you don't have that partnership, if you don't have that contract with this higher force, then you have nothing to shield you from being pushed into situations that are vicarious and not for your highest good. Okay? When you receive a mantra and it has been perfectly designed and divined for you, you end up being given what is called a master key. A master key. Whereas the same way on a Sri yantra, there are gates, okay? And there are particular sounds for each gate. So you have to look at it like you have a key for each door. And without that particular key, you can't open up that door. And sometimes if you can't get through that door, you can't get to the next door. A personalized mantra divined for you specifically is what is called a master key. That means that when you are reciting this mantra, you end up being able to walk through this mansion of self and open the doors that you want to open. Press 1 in the chat if you want the master key. Okay? Because I don't know about you, but I want to work with the mantras that provide me with the master key. When you receive a master key, for those of you who are destined to work in partnership with a particular deity, when that deity picks up the contract and goes, okay, yeah, I see this one, I see in their light code, right? This one has been working on this frequency. I can see it in their light code. It's a match for me. The first thing that's going to happen is there's going to be a test of your faith. There has to be. I mean, not to like dumb down the information, but it's the same as in any very risky exchange of a lot of money and some illegal goods. There has to be some smaller exchanges in between to make sure you're good on both sides. You feel me? Because sometimes people devote themselves to a sadhana because they're excited about those experiences. And then once they have received some clearance, they go through a period of like no action. They go through a period of wondering when's the next thing gonna happen. And in that space, the individual has to deem it necessary because of their own choice, their own volition that they want to continue with this practice. In that space, there'll be times where the person is challenged to tap back into what they've been given and to trust that if I'm doing this particular work, these aspects of protection are present. Anything that I'm experiencing, I'm choosing to know that I have the keys to deal with it and come out better. Now, the mantra that I'm giving you, and it's in the meditation that's uploaded, is Rama Nama. What is it's in the chat now. I haven't given you a count for this mantra because chanting it from a place of natural devotion to clearing oneself and clearing one's environment is better than I'm just going to sit here, hit this, and I'm going to keep it pushing. And I'm wanting to encourage you all to move towards that until you're actually using a formula for a specific outcome. There's this thing, right, in the realm of being a Sufi, where the power of the heart, the strength of the heart, outdoes the mental intention of, I'm going to do this a certain amount of times and then it's going to work. So if you can get familiar with chanting this Rama Nama into a state of bliss or into a state of trance, which is very easy, and from my opinion and experience, to get into that state using this mantra, you will begin to realize how much unlocked potential is sitting inside of you. That is one of the promises of this mantra. The mantra in itself, why it's considered one of the greats, okay? I gave you all the reason why there's multiple great mantras. But this one is considered one of the great mantras because the sounds in itself, although relate to Lord Rama, came before Lord Rama existed. All right? Came before Lord Rama existed. The sounds of the Rama are before creation, they actually give life. The mantra is packed with life giving. So it comes in where you are building up a fire, right? And then exhausting the fire, burning away things, and then protecting and locking off all the things that would create blockages again. All right. So you're going to be repeating this Rama Nama, Rama Nama, Rama Nama. I'm not chanting it. Like, you take your time. Rama Nama, Rama Nama, Rama Nama. You want to be moving the sound through yourself. And take note that it's also a solar and a lunar sound at the same time. What all of us have universally are both solar and lunar aspects within us. So this mantra is going to have an immediate effect on all living beings, your pets included. Because of the relationship between Hanuman and Lord Rama, and Hanuman's decision as a deity to be here earthside, chanting that will also attract Hanuman's energy. Okay? So you're going to be giving yourself plenty of life-giving energy, and you're going to be building up your protection as well. And I say that it's important not to just expand in energy, but to also expand in your protection, because the more energy you have is the more treasure you have. Energy is the treasure. We think that wealth here, the material wealth, is the treasure. But when it comes to being able to really change your whole world and control how you experience things, energy is key. The first thing that someone experiences when they're being attacked through any form of black magic is their energy, right? Because if you don't have the energy, you can't be successful. You can't get work done. You can't cook properly. You can't get to work. Then you don't have the energy to go and get the money that you need to pay your bills. You may not have the energy to carry the seed that's in your womb. Like, energy. You got to be able to protect what you're building up. All right? And this mantra is that. It is a universal key. And when you're chanting it, it's going to help you understand more of why you're here. And it's going to protect your path so that you can get to the next level of receiving more secrets totally customized to you and your being. If you wanted to be a demon slayer, you do your Rama Nama. And you see how very quickly you'll come into learning, understanding, and under the tutelage of someone who can give you that. If you wanted to be a doctor, you'll see quickly how those opportunities open. If you don't know what it is that you want to do, okay? Do this to get clarity of mind. Do this to bring about the next layer of clarity for you and how you're going to move. I wanted to share with you, y'all see me looking down because I have to transcribe what's given to me to share with you all. And it's so outside of this space that I know if I don't look down, I may miss something that I'm supposed to give to you as a gift. Right? I wanted to share with you that some of these deities, they show up. And when they show up, they take a look around and they realize that you're not ready. And they leave. Some of you are sensitive enough to feeling when an energy leaves your presence, and it can be very heartbreaking because the bliss and the high of their presence is so comforting and encouraging that to lose that, it does feel like a part of the self is lost. The way to get that back is to start again with the Rama Nama. So if you've been working with any of these deities, like Lakshmi, Saraswati, y'all have worked with various Mahavidyas, right? You know, Bagalamukti, Chinnamasta, all of them, right? If you've had a particular one that you really were feeling connected to, and then you noticed there was a break in that energy, chant this and prepare yourself to go back into that work. Because if your energy is not clear enough and charged up enough, it can't sustain those. An energy like Hanuman is not as difficult to sustain because he's here. I don't want to mix and match, but any supernatural force that dwells in the realm of earth is easier for you to work with and for them to stick around. But the higher the entity and their abilities to do things with you in partnership is the more work you're going to have to do in maintaining a light body of your own that can still actually function. The presence of those higher forces in the presence of someone who's not all the way ready yet can be damaging. And if that entity in itself is a destructive force, they'll just do the damage. Okay? Because they don't have the same concept of like, oh, let me not hurt you. They're like, oh, you got me here. Cool. I'm going to just snatch your life force because I could use that and I'm going to keep on pushing. There's others that are not geared towards doing that and they'll just leave. But then you might need their intercession in whatever it is that you called them for. Does that make sense? All right. So I wanted to share that with y'all. Um, Here's the other part. For your homework. I know you haven't had homework in a while. Yes, I had some blood work done, y'all. I'm good. I'm healthy. For your homework, the most powerful application of Rama Nama is to write it, chant it, and listen to it at the same time. This is the way for you to ingrain it in your brain, have it spoken and vibrating through your body, and then have it all around your body. So you're getting all three forms of the mantra's power. So you will write Rama Nama, okay? Write it 100 times. Chant it while you're writing it. You don't have to synchronize. You're writing it with the chanting. So if you're writing, you might be a fast writer and you're writing Rama Nama. You can still chant Rama Nama Ram. Like you still keep the chanting in a way where it's cyclical and it's vibrating throughout your body. When you run out of your breath, slowly take a deeper breath and let it resonate through your body and write at your own pace, and then play the meditation that I put up there. That Vishnu, that powerful Vishnu mantra that burns out all the inner demons, play that while you're writing. Give it a week. And then I want all of y'all to write your testimonials about how things start shifting around you after doing this assignment. All right? And I want to see your writing posted in both groups. So don't just say you did it. I want to see it. I haven't been seeing y'all really post your homework like that. Do that. Keep yourselves accountable. Like my workout crew knows, keep yourselves accountable is the greatest source of power. Okay? Also, due to the generosity of our community, I have now released tickets that are donation based for the Faith Tree Foundation. For those of you who needed to name their own price due to whatever your situation is, which will probably change if you're doing this homework. I have to say probably because some of you go at wealth totally ass backwards. All right. But yeah, that's available. So go on the link. It's still the same link that's in the description box below for Saturday, September 23rd. I want to say a special thank you to everyone who reached out to be a volunteer. Um, I'll be in contact with you all. If it's not me, it'll be one of my fairies. Shouts out to the fairy gang. Thank you so much for y'all doing some amazing work behind the scenes. And yes, Nikki, you're going to write Rama Nama 100 times while chanting it. You don't need to count your chant and then listening to the meditation. That's your homework. 7 days straight. That's it. Pick a time of day that can be consistent for you on a daily basis to do that. Okay? Pick a time and a place that you can be consistent for 7 days to do that consistently. And drop your testimonials. Okay, drop your testimonials, folks, in both groups. Yes, y'all. September 23rd is next weekend. So don't miss it. All right, so that's it. Any questions? Y'all have any questions? Do y'all have any questions? Oh, I see you, Black Venusian. All right, so Thanks for being here with me. Peace, love, and bliss. It's always a pleasure being with your family. I'll see you soon.